What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 242, and we're recording on July 3rd, 2023. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Warren clearly has the new Arsenal kit. It's a Odegaard 2023-24 kit, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing the new kit for the new season.
This is
I'm a little early, but...
This is a 2022-2023 Sun Tottenham kit. I do not support Tottenham, though. I think they're kind of shit right now anyway. I'm a Manchester United supporter. Yeah. I bought it because it's Sun, not because I like this team.
Okay.
You know, in the Afterhours State of the Nation today, we have a first half 2023 roundup. So we're going to be discussing the major things that happened in the first half of 2023 now that we are in July. It's kind of crazy that half a year has already gone by.
Already 50%? Already?
I was talking to my parents and I'm like, you know, fishing season's like, the summer's halfway over, guys, already. It's like, Jesus, feels like it just started.
Crazy.
Start your New Year resolutions if you haven't already.
Yeah, you got 6 months left. Yeah. In terms of big new releases, we're covering 3. 2 of them are pre-releases, but the first one is Yena's Hate Rodrigo featuring Yuqi, and then we have ITZY's pre-release Bet On Me, and NMIXX's pre-release with Roller Coaster. JYP decided to drop both of them within like 12 hours of each other for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
They did that.
There you go.
Other songs that just didn't make the cut. Kiss of Life released another pre-debut song called Bye My Neverland. And then Treasure T5, which is a unit, they had a unit debut. EXO had another pre-release. Purple Kiss Swan had a solo debut. And then there's this contentious XG song that we'll talk about later. Like, yeah, something happened there. But all right, first song that we're gonna cover is Yena, Hate Rodrigo featuring Yuqi. She is from Yehua. Last 3 songs, we covered this one last week. Wicked Love, Love War, Smartphone. This song is more of the, like, I would say, what we have heard from Yena previously in terms of her title tracks. Particularly, like, Smartphone, and then what was the other one called before?
Smiley,
right? Yeah. This is up the same alley as those two, for sure.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Took the
what I will
positive...
say, on a positive level, is I feel like this song does a better job at utilizing her vocal strength than the other two. Which is good, because that was my main complaint about the Yena songs that I mentioned last week, and I liked Wicked Love because of that, right? I like the fact that we got to hear more of the vocals. I think this one does an okay job, and we also have Yuqi in here. To be fair, I'm happy Yuqi's here because I feel like they're showing off the friendship, right? The Yena-Yuqi friendship, which is great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't think Yuqi added anything to the song that Yena couldn't do herself. And I think that's the issue with this featuring. I might be alone in that thought, but that was just an overarching thought that I had.
No, I see that argument, and I kind of going overall with the concept too. Yuqi and G-Idol, right, kind of had a very similar concepting with Allergy, right? So I feel like having Yuqi on this as a feature almost made me feel like, oh wow, like I'm kind of feeling the connection here, but in the sound, and I feel like that shouldn't be the case as far as a feature, you know? Like I shouldn't be thinking about the other song while we're listening to this one. And they also did I think Yena does a reference to Queen Card in the music video as well, right? So I feel like, okay, I get it. They're kind of sharing a similar concept, a similar sound, like aesthetically as well. Like the editing was very similar with the cut up, like scrapbooky look they had going on. But I don't know. I do question the feature if it was absolutely necessary. It's nice, but I do wonder what it added.
I'm gonna quickly agree to that part. She does nothing that is particularly unique to Yuqi, I think.
I think she did fine. It's just
she did fine.
Yeah,
no.
Perfectly fine.
No, we're not saying it's bad. We're just saying her part was just so similar to what Yena was doing anyway, right? On this track.
Right.
Here's the thing. A lot of Yena tracks so far have had featuring artists, Bio in the other one. We also had BB in the debut track. And they provided a very strong contrast to Yena, where it made a lot of sense to put her in there, put them in there. This one, that contrast wasn't particularly there, and it it's a little too obvious to me, at least, that it was either they were doing it because they're friends or because it's a marketing thing. And that's where a lot of the concept thing happens is questionable as well. But I guess before we dive into all that, like, I do like the song. Like, I think it sounds really nice. That's what I'll say.
I think it's fun. It's very, like, you know, low stakes, just fun song. I kind of like the chorus. I thought it was like had a good amount of energy.
I really like the chorus. Like the lyrics aside, the melody, just like the top line itself is like very catchy. It's very energetic. Smartphone felt like it was lacking in that a little bit, whereas Smiley had the smile, smile, smile away, that thing, you know what I mean? This one is very catchy. I really like the chorus. The way it sounds, I think, is a perfect cross between what's trending right now and the high teen pop punk Y2K kind of sound that we had years ago. And it's really fun. I feel like just that alone is a great direction, great execution of the concept they were going with. Now the concept itself and the theme of the song, that's where question marks are kind of raised a little bit.
There's like a massive gorilla in this room. We'll eventually get to it. There's a massive gorilla.
A huge mammoth, if you will.
Yeah, dude. There's like Sasquatch sitting in the corner eating some Jack Link's beef jerky, dude, waiting for us to talk about it.
Wow.
I mean...
How do we start?
Okay. I got a couple more things to say about this song, right?
Okay, yeah.
For some reason, the Hate You Call 911, it works. I don't know why it worked.
It works so well, yeah.
Yeah. I would say additionally, I've said this in the past, with Yena songs, there's like a level of camp that you're just gonna get with it, a little cheese, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is at this point. I've come to accept it, and it is very apparent in the song. I'll just point that out. Okay, you want to just get into the big issues with this song, the non-musical issues of this track, guys? We're gonna have to talk about it.
Who is Olivia? Who's that?
Leading up to the song, they released the teasers. They released the I don't even the album song list, whatever it was, and they were like, Rodrigo. Are we talking about like Olivia Rodrigo? Everyone was like, no, there's no way they're doing that, right? But then they came out in the interviews and they said like, yep, that's what it is. And in the interviews, Yena's like, I want the song to be about like there's a current trend in in Korea.
In me.
There's a current trend in Korea where
Anita, what'd you do?
Where people are like, oh, I hate you so much. Oh, you get on my nerves so much. And it's not because they dislike them. It's because, oh, you're so cute. It makes me pissed off. You know?
An example of this is if you watch the Youngji YouTube show.
With Karina.
건 쥐뿔도 없지만, Karina episode, she keeps saying, oh, 짜증나. Oh, that's stupid.
You annoy me. Yeah.
Yeah, you're so annoying. And that's like a funny way of saying.
It's a compliment. Like,
right.
You're so cute. I find you like, oh, you piss me off so much because you're so cute, right? That kind of thing. So Yena said that's what she was going for with this song. And people were like, sure, you said that in the press releases, but how is that going to translate to Western people who don't read the press releases, you know? Or how is this going to translate to people who have no clue about the context of this song other than they're going to just see the title, Hate Rodrigo, right?
And the funnier part is, if you pay attention to just the release, the music video and the lyrics itself, that also doesn't line up with that either, because the lyrics itself is very much focused on the idea of this person that you're jealous of because they're so popular online or like on TV or whatever. So it really felt like we ended up with one thing, and there were 4 different ways to interpret it, and nobody could figure out what the F are you trying to say by saying Hate Rodrigo. Yena didn't know. Yewa didn't know. Did we know? I didn't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, so as a result, the song came out. It was up for like a day or two, and then the music video disappeared from YouTube, and the TikToks disappeared, and all that. And everyone was like, "Oh shit, it happened." People were under the assumption that if you're gonna release something with this kind of title, that you had 100% cleared everything with Olivia Rodrigo's team, management, whoever is handling all that stuff, right? That you would think that Yewa would clear if you're going to make this decision, right? Well, apparently it didn't get 100% cleared, right? Yewa has come out, well, essentially they re-uploaded the music video later. A lot of the Olivia Rodrigo images were removed, and the ones that
Photos,
remained, most of
yeah.
them were blurred, right? So there's not as much of Olivia present in the music video anymore. Yewa came out and said the changing of everything was not because Olivia Rodrigo's company or her herself told us to remove it, or a lawsuit or anything like that. So if we're taking them on face value and the only thing that got removed is the images, I'm assuming there is copyright issues with the images they used. Being like, so Harper's Bazaar is a fashion magazine. Let's say they took pictures of Olivia Rodrigo and it was in their magazine, right? And then Yena put those pictures into the music video. Harper's Bazaar could technically get angry at them too, you know, not just Olivia Rodrigo. So people think it might have been something like that, or Yewa is just kind of making it up and Olivia Rodrigo's team did take it down. But either way, having this kind of concept and trending the hashtags hate Rodrigo is not the best move ever, considering Olivia herself came back this week, I believe, right? Or she's
Full album, yeah.
Yep.
yeah. So
Vampire.
it just doesn't seem like it was a smart idea.
They did change the hashtag though, right? I
Yes,
think.
now it's hate XX, I believe.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
And Warren had another thing he told me
Best.
before the pod. He thinks maybe they passed the concept to Olivia and her team, and they were like, "Yeah, concept is fine, whatever." But
I
then
mean,
they
well,
didn't have the time to pass the final music video to them.
Yeah, I mean, so we're guessing right now, right? But like,
Yeah.
if you pay attention to the interviews or behind the scenes stuff about the way these music video productions work, they literally finish minutes and hours before it's done. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like they finished the music video like 2 weeks ahead. That's not how this
no
works.
way. No way.
They're done the day
Yeah.
of, like most of these. That means whatever set of final approval that needs to happen probably doesn't happen when it needs to happen, probably happens before that, or just doesn't happen at all. So if I was Olivia Rodrigo's management, like, they probably didn't get to see, you know, the final
whole
result
thing.
before, you know, they asked to take it down, which is probably why it got uploaded. And then our stakeholders over here, Olivia Rodrigo's management, was probably like, "Ooh, do we have rights to that image from whatever early frame? No, take it off. We could get sued." You know, that's probably what happened, is my guess. But
The weird thing is, like, even in so this music video ends with credits, right? There's end
Yeah.
credits. At the end, the grammar's actually kind of bad. They wrote the last two lines. Well, there was 4 lines. It said, "Cameo, Yuqi G Idol, thank you for your special appearance." That's fine, right? The next
Yeah.
line was, "Take inspiration from Olivia Rodrigo. Dedicate this music video to her."
yep, sounds like English. Yeah.
So they just kind of threw that in there, it seems, right? They it's kind of crazy how they didn't grammar check that, but it is what it is.
Are we surprised by the shit English? Like,
I
come
don't
on.
know. You would feel that they could do a better job there.
Here's the thing. They have been saying this is a pay of homage to Olivia Rodrigo. If you look at the lyrics, it's portraying a teenager who sees the celebrity. There's 2 sides to it. There's a teenager who is like going after the celebrity online or on TV that is, you know, similar to her in her own eyes. And it's a show of jealousy. It's an image of teens in that kind of thing, right? And then the other side of it is, oh, mom's telling me what to do. I don't like that. You know, Yugi literally says, "Mommy, this is what's cool. Stop telling me what to do. I like it." That's literal. That's one of the 8 bars she has. And all of this portrays this kind of image of a teenager where it feels, for the lack of a better word, it feels very flat, like very one-dimensional. Like, it feels less like a character and like more like a plot device almost. You know what I mean? Like, they portray what it is. It's not developed anywhere. Like, and this is drawing a strong contrast to what G Idol did with Allergy, leading into Queen Card. Because that was a lot more fully developed with the music video and the lyrics. It had a lot more depth about, oh, well, this is why I'm depressed. Oh, well, you know, like, you know what I mean? This is a very one-dimensional image of what teenagers should be, to the point where it feels like a 40-year-old person wrote it, and they're like, oh, this is what I think of teenagers, and fucking went with the concept. And sure, that's probably what happened, but like, at the same time, It's
just
not
feel
what it
like-
should seem like.
I just feel like there's better way to take inspiration and pay homage to someone that you like. For instance, I think the big one this year. So y'all remember Bruno Mars, When I Was Your Man, and then Miley Cyrus did Flowers this year. I thought that's how you do it. You know, you took what he did, you paid homage to it, and then you added to it with your own flavor, and it was like that was kind of good, right, Anita? And it got people talking. This one felt more like noise marketing, where they were just like, we're gonna say something provocative in the like the stuff we're gonna say to the media beforehand, and we'll just see what happens. Which
No,
sucks because this took away from Yena's comeback for sure. Right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think that's someone at Yeha really effed this up.
The general public did kind of pick up on this in a not so positive way. And that says a lot because they're not super familiar with Olivia Rodrigo. Like, she does not have the same level of relevance that a lot of the current pop stars do in Korea. So that I feel like that says something.
It's unfortunate for
Yeah.
sure.
It's unfortunate. I do feel like there were ways to go about it that is developed and like, so like, here's like a what if scenario, right? Like, what if the song was about Yena, right? She wants to be friends with another person, and this friend is obsessed with Olivia Rodrigo, so she dresses like her, does makeup like her, in this potential in the music video, and then she shows up to school. And the friend is like, "Oh, you're still not cool as Olivia Rodrigo." And then she goes back home like crying. And then she goes, "Hate you, Olivia Rodrigo." Like stuff like that. Like there's so much potential to both pay homage and step away from a flat imagery of Olivia Rodrigo while developing the plot. Like it could have been executed so much better.
Or there could have been like Yena got in some kind of life situation where she used Olivia Rodrigo's music to kind of cope with something or something like that. At the beginning, like Yena's driving in her car and she's crying because she had a breakup, and then she plays the what song is it? The driver's license songs on the radio or something.
Sure.
And then we go into the Yena song, right? That could have done it. Something like that. I think that would have been the easier way to do it for sure.
That would have been or just mention Olivia in the lyrics somewhere. Like that's not a huge crazy thing.
Other than just saying I'm not jealous and I hate Rodrigo, you know, like it's like they're getting close to it, but they're not doing it. But then you have so much imagery of her in the original music video, so it's like, well, clearly this is a lot about her, right? So I don't know. Just feels like Yeha really fumbled it on this one for sure. Also, Yeha, like, what's happening with Everglow, my guys? What's going on there? I just
Sorry, what's that?
Yeah, exactly. What happened to them? It's kind of
Is that
ridiculous.
Or is that? Is that like a group that's been on hiatus for a year and a half? I've never heard of them.
It's absolutely ridiculous that they haven't had a comeback since like this December 2021 or something. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Something like that. It's
Pirate.
absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Remember that Pirate?
I remember.
I do remember
Yeah,
that.
they're gonna go down as one of those. If it doesn't happen, like you remember how good La Di Da was, and Bonbon Chocolat was provocative. There was a lot of fun
That was a
stuff.
hit.
There was a lot of stuff to discuss with Everglow, right? Even Pirate, everyone's like, I can't believe they're doing this Pirate song, but okay, you know, this kind of sucks. Yes. Okay, let's move on to the second song.
Yeah.
ITZY pre-release Bet on Me. They are from JYP. Last three songs were Cheshire. I'm now pronouncing it the way they told me to on the Discord. Sneakers and Loco. ITZY will release their 7th EP, Kill My Doubt, with its title track Cake on July 31st. So we ain't getting the title track for another month, essentially.
All right.
So Bet on Me.
Okay.
The thing that sticks out the most in this song is if you have been paying attention to ITZY's career, like we have been on the podcast, or you listeners at home, because you are deeper into K-pop than the average person, right? If you're seeking like secondary, tertiary stuff about K-pop, you're deep in. Sort of like in Diablo, if you're looking up builds online, you're deeper than a casual, right? That's how I say it. So on the song, a lot of people have been pointing out, I'm on that party too, where they're talking about how this song kind of lines up with people's feelings about ITZY, and ITZY's telling us to like, we're still here, bet on us, you know? This messaging is real smart, I think, right? It makes complete sense where they are in their career, I think.
I would agree. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. their mini album, by the way, is called Kill My Doubt.
Exactly, right?
And the last 2-ish years, we've only had doubts about ITZY, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna be honest here. Yeah.
Here's the thing. We've had a couple comments point out that they're very successful. They sell a lot of songs,
Of course.
albums. I'm not gonna deny that they're still wildly popular. But everything that's happened past Not Shy for me has felt like a decline in the quality of music, and just not a good execution creatively. That's what I'll say. With that in mind, where they had 4 songs in a row where I raised a lot of question marks, I am casting doubts. And this felt like probably one of the best ways to kind of shift away from that, right? Both in terms of the messaging and the song itself too. It's a huge departure from like the recent couple songs, right? Like Sneakers or like Cheshire, which felt more like the energy that ITZY had post Mafia. They're kind of sweeping that under the rug here instead doing something that's a little more serene and a little more melodic, over like almost like a techno beat.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is pretty unique, I would say. It's not straight house, to the point where it reminds me of Ditto a little bit, of going after this like electronic dance beat that's not EDM kind of dance beat, layered with like a melodic sad kind of thing, and it works really well. That's what I'll say.
This feels like a big ass pivot, does it not? Right? Like this
Huge.
is a humongous pivot. Okay, going back to that, yeah, I will contend. Yes, they are very successful. They sell 1 million albums. It is what it is, right? But if you actually look at their charting, right? Mafia in the Morning. Okay, Not Shy was 9. Mafia in the Morning 10. Local 26. Sneakers, it did get a little viral, was 5. Cheshire was 89th on the K Circle chart. That's a big. That's worrying, is it not? Right, for a group that's so consistently in like the top 20, to drop to 89. That being said, I think that this album is going to be like, I am super excited for this now, which I think this pre-release is doing that. In terms of the song itself, I like what they're doing. They're showing off the vocals, right? They've completely thrown out like some of the weird, the I wouldn't call it weird, but some of the campy stuff they did in some of the previous tracks, the recent ones, right? Completely thrown that out the window. We're back to like a very melancholy vocal-based song. I do still have some problems with the song because in some sections of the verses we went extremely minimal, right? Where it's basically the only thing you're hearing is vocals. In some spots, I don't think it was like out of this world. I had some issues with some of the vocal sections. Do I name who?
I will agree to that. There's a couple names I want to name. I'm not going to, because at that point I'm mentioning 3 people out of 5, and I'm not sure if I really want to do it here.
I also think that's I can name this one. I think that the Yena rap section I wasn't a huge fan of either.
Same.
Yeah.
Not sure why they give her a rap part. Like, she's a very capable vocalist, is what I thought, my impression. But ITZY is one of those groups that has more of a traditional K-pop rap style. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're probably not going to. But I will admit, one of the biggest pros of the song, one of the things that this song does really well is the lyrics.
Yes, 100%. That's like the strongest thing, the concept thing in lyrics.
Right. Like, obviously, thematically, it's about trusting yourself, going forward, running towards your destination. You slip over, you fall over. Sure, what the fuck? Just get the fuck, get back up. I'm swearing a lot. Get back up and start running again. That's really cool. That's a cool analogy. But on the other hand, the actual word choices, the actual phrasing of things, it's kind of pretty.
It was really nice.
It's really nice. Like, Joe IP wrote the lyrics, apparently. He's the first one on the credits for lyrics, with this other guy called 12 Hours, 51 Minutes, Very Good. What a strange name. I don't know what they're going for, but look, there's not a single moment in the lyrics where I'm like, wow, that was fillery. You know what I mean? Like, and for K-pop, that's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. Other than maybe like Fly, but like even that serves like a purpose in terms of like the top line, right? Stuff like what's a good one here? There's so much to choose from. I will follow the voice inside me. There's another one. Sure. The only one that can believe me while I am unsure of everything is me.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Fuck. You're right. Doug's not gonna believe me while I'm stressed out. I don't know. Like,
if you asked, I could. To make me aware.
I will let you know. I will let you know.
I feel like I think what's really interesting about this song and the messaging as well is that it's a narrative between like the singer, right? So them, ITZY, right, talking to themselves, right? But I feel like it also ends up being a call to the listener as well, which I think we've already mentioned. Like the fans were kind of saying like that's kind of the point that of this song and like this upcoming album or EP. So I feel like that was really cool how some of the lyrics sounds like it could be referencing the listener, but then the second half is like we're talking about ourselves. So like I'm saying this for me, right? And I think that's cool that it has that double meaning or can be interpreted in those two ways. I don't know. I agree. My interest has been piqued. I am hoping that the title track, Cake, is I know it won't be exactly this direction because pre-releases tend to not be the same as the title track, but definitely in the realm.
Are you excited for Cake featuring Megan Thee Stallion dropping that cake all over the place?
Oh boy.
Bro, if they did, that would pique everyone's interest. Come on.
That would be something.
Something.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like it will be interesting to see how they take it from this. And I hope it is like a build up, right? I hope it's not a complete 180.
We have another one called None of My Business will come out probably in like 2 weeks or so.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
So it's three. Okay. We're going to get 3 music videos. Bet on Me, None of My Business, and then Cake. So we're going to get 3 of them during July.
I will admit, like, Checkmate and Cheshire, those 2 releases, it felt like JYP was kind of going through the cycles with the marketing. This one doesn't feel like it. It's got like a proper like build into the title track here. I still think Cake will probably be something closer to like an ITZY standard song.
I agree.
I mean, look, if you go, the mini album title is "Kill My Doubt" and it's written in these Western retro font. So. I can kind of see them showing up in like cowboy hats, and they're like shooting their doubts down. They're like, "Poo poo poo, I'll kill my doubt." Da da bum bum bum, stuff like that. I don't know.
You know what I mean? Is that a spoiler? Do you know what the song is like?
I'm just guessing. In the ITZY universe, I feel like that's pretty possible. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised. But adding this song, releasing this song before all that. It's a great way to start your narrative for this whole mini album, as well, I'll say. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that setting that context, setting that stage, it's a great way to get started. And starting is half of it.
Here's at the end of the day, regardless of how well they're doing financially, they're not blind. I would say JYP is not blind to the overall feeling of people towards their groups. You know what I mean? Like, they probably have some intern on their staff or some lower person read comments, get the general gist. And they probably have to print out the top 20 comments in different languages and translate them and then present them to a higher person, They're not blind to that.
They do that, but yeah.
I would assume they do. They have to read things like that,
Right.
Or they read various news articles talking about their release in different languages. Reviews. I'm sure they do that too.
Yeah.
Right? Reviews and things like that.
Market research.
Yeah.
Consumer user feedback.
I would assume that they're doing that, right? It would be shocking to me if they're not, right? So they can see what people are saying about their songs. And I think that heavily influences the decision to call this album Kill My Doubt, things like that, right? And this song Bet On Me. I think it's all being played into right now. And I think it's a good thing because people need a palate cleanser on ITZY. And I think this song is kind of doing that. And we're getting excited again for the group. And I'm excited to see what the next 2 songs are. So it accomplished what they probably wanted the song to do, right? So I'm very excited now for these next 2 songs. I will be paying attention for sure. Yeah.
I'll see you at the end of the month with the full release.
All right, let's move on to the last song today. We have NMIXX pre-release with Roller Coaster. So they are from JYP. Last 3 songs: Love Me Like This, Young Dumb Stupid, Funky Glitter Christmas. Man, all those. On July 11th, NMIXX will release their 3rd single album, A Midnight Summer's NMIXX Dream. It's a lot of words there. Which will consist of 4 tracks, including the title track, Party O'Clock.
All right.
These ended. I love how unhinged these, like, who's ever promoting NMIXX are with these, like, decisions. It's great.
Go Unit 3.
For better or for worse, what they're doing is great, I think. Like, I think it's provocative and people are just talking about them. That being said, this Roller Coaster track, it is my favorite NMIXX product up until this point.
I think so too. Yeah.
Okay.
It 100%
I might agree with that.
is. And I don't know if it's because, like, it's the most relatable of some of the stuff they've done. Number one, right? The current trend in K-pop girl group, 4th gen, whatever, is relatability is the hot topic at the moment, right? How can I release songs that are still songs and we're doing our own thing, but that people aren't too shocked by the concept thing, right? You know how guy groups are still doing a lot of avant-garde, in-your-face, crazy stuff. Girl groups are not doing that at the moment. And I think this song is like their most tamed thing. In concept, this song is like kids hanging out at school, you know? Almost like summer camp, more or less, right?
It's quite summery, yeah.
And this song has like a fantastic beat in the chorus. This is a vibe, this song. Wow, it's so good.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this one surprised me the most because of the sound, the more house-based sound that they have in this one. Really pretty melodies, very dreamy. And I think the visuals also added to that. It had like a bit of a hazy atmosphere in some of the shots, which really, I don't know, it blended everything well together. But I feel like it kept it quite, not minimal, but like very easy to get into. Like it wasn't super complex or like you had to pay attention to so many things at once. And I think that worked perfectly with what they were going for. I want to say that the energy was very summer, but in a very cool way, like not like AC type, like you're indoors type of summer.
Yeah, buddy.
That makes sense.
You chilling in the summer.
Right. And I don't know, I like that. I like that they brought this this type of concept for their pre-release.
For better or for worse, it reminds me a lot of the SM comebacks that happened between 2013 and 16ish.
Ooh.
Songs like Four Walls or even a
FX,
music video.
Yeah.
Remember View by Shiny?
Yep, Shiny.
I'm seeing a lot of parallels in the concept thing, the way they edited the video, the sound.
Shiny View is like an underrated classic.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
dude. One of the best songs of the whole decade.
That song
period.
has grown so well. You know how some songs fall off over
Oh,
time?
yes.
That song has gotten better with age, I think.
Oh, yeah. It was ahead of its time, if anything, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
This track also goes after this deep house kind of melody, very soulful, funky top line. It's incredible. Oeone kills it. Lily fucking kills it. Oh my god.
I know.
Dude, that bridge into the third chorus where she goes, oh, that thing, bro. Oh my god, they are finally using her. You know what I mean? It's like we had like Messi as like false nine over here, and now he's finally out here striking goals. You know what I mean? It's great. The actual song itself has this kind of like chilled, toned down deep house. It's not fast. It's about, I would say it's in the later 110s. I didn't check, which is a little slow for K-pop, but that's fine. I think that's what they're kind of going for.
Yeah.
There's like lots of cool percussions, like cowbells and whatnot. And then at certain points, there's these bossa nova rhythms that kick in. And it's kind of difficult to pay attention. It's difficult to tell if you're not paying attention, but if you listen to the verses and the bridges, it's kind of there. And I'm thinking, okay, they didn't completely throw out that mixed pop thing into the bin. It's still there. And I'm pissed off because, like, why didn't we just do this? Like, instead of doing
The switch up.
shung shung, you know what I mean? Like, popcorn, you know.
Hey, maybe if NMIXX does meta songs, they'll be more successful. I think they're starting to realize this. Don't you think?
They started to realize that releasing good music works.
Yeah, right? Hey, I want to give some shout outs here. I thought Bae did really well in this music video. I thought
yeah,
she
yeah.
had a lot
star.
of good shots.
Oh.
And I think that this NMIXX group, they're really anchored by the trinity of Lily, Haewon, and Kyujin. Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
they're doing great. Lily is my favorite. Okay, how do I phrase this without pissing off too many people? Lily
Oh,
is
boy.
my favorite 4th gen girl group vocalist.
How dare you say that?
Oh, she is though.
I think that's a fair statement.
Who would you pick over her?
Very good singer.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
She is like, for me, I'm a big tone person. Like, I want
Yeah.
you to have a good tone. That's why I liked Ailey so much back in the day, right? She has such a unique,
I see.
deep tone.
I see. Uh-huh.
And Lily kind of fits that mold for me in a way.
Okay.
But in terms of like Gen 3, my favorite female vocalist was Wendy, right? She might not have the deep tone as they do, but she just had the vocal talent that I thought was through the roof. And like someone like Akmu Suhyun is one of my favorites just because she's so clear. Like, I'm a real big tone person. And Lily just hits all the right buttons, you know, for me.
Her voice tone.
It's
know how to say
so
this.
good. It's so good.
She's missing a whole like high pitch presence. I'm not saying she has bad range. She has very high range. I'm not saying that. Her voice is a lot more bottom
So
heavy.
you're saying
bassy.
that she does she's someone who doesn't use a lot of falsetto, and that's a good thing.
Not even that. If you listen
No?
to the way her voice is mixed compared to everybody else in K-pop, it's very like it's way less airy. Like all the high pitch is like toned down, and I think that's just the way she sounds, and they go with that. And a lot of the K-pop songs that they've done up to this point, and by them I mean NMIXX, they are kind of ignoring that personality trait for Lily. Whereas this one, because it's so funky and because it's so like soulful, that really works really well here. And I feel like they're finally utilizing these two amazing vocalists that we have, and it's great. It's great. You know what I mean? It's great.
Solyun's really good too. I think
Yes.
like I forget about her sometimes, but she's really good as well. NMIXX though, you gotta watch the side content, y'all. They're some of the funniest kids this generation at the moment. Their videos are ridiculous. The things that they're doing in them.
If you want to know about Korean memes, like she knows.
Oh,
Ohaewon
dude.
knows.
Dude, wait, what's her name?
Ohaewon.
Ohaewon. Her I'm subscribed to a couple channels that just translate some of the funny moments from her live streams and things like that.
Yeah.
She educates me on memes every week pretty much. Right?
She's like blurting out these like random memes from like 10 years ago. And I'm like, first of all, how do you know this? Second of all, nobody's gonna know what you're talking about. Like,
we need to get NMIXX on. They need to get NMIXX on more mainstream variety shows. I think.
Whoa.
I don't
That'd be
think they've
nice.
been doing there's a distinct lack of 4th gen girl group members on variety shows outside of like Eugene. Outside of Ivan Eugene, right? Particularly, we need more of them. You know, because that's how the general public. Like, if you think about Girls' Generation back in the day, they were on a lot of shows. They raised a baby on one show.
Oh,
they were
Hello
on We Got
Baby.
Married. A couple of them, you know, they were all over the mainstream variety scene at that time. And it really worked for them.
well, based on what I've heard, it's not the sense of. I don't think the companies are preventing them from appearing on these shows. I do think it's a part. In order to get those parts, you need to have general public relatability. In order to have general public relatability, you need to be releasing music that's popular with the general public. With NMIXX's case, that's been less so, especially with the first couple tracks.
But now-
saw a shift. We saw a shift with the last one with
Love Me Like This.
Love Me Like This. This is definitely something the general public is gonna eat up, especially with the way we saw New Jeans pop off last year. I'm gonna say this is kind of falling into that easy listening kind of category here. So I don't know. My fingers are crossed. Is yours? Cross them. If not,
My fingers are crossed in terms of variety because there are certain groups that are just too big where they can't appear on mainstream variety too often. Like, a good case of this is Blackpink, where it was very controlled environments.
That's
not that
different, yes.
often.
Yeah.
Where someone like IVE, because they're like, we're Starship. We have a lot of actors in our company who are always on doing variety and things like that. Why don't our groups should also be on Variety a ton, right? Like for instance, Honey was on Running Man this week with the who's the guy, the skeleton athlete, the one who was on the that exercise show. I mean that, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. Yes. He's funny. That guy.
Yoon Sung Bin, right?
Yoon Sung Bin.
Who's very popular right now because he was on the Netflix show. Forgot what it was called, but he was on one of those.
He was on a dating show, right?
No, Physical 100. That's where he got popped off from. Yeah. So, like, Honey was just on Running Man with that guy because they're apparently friends, right? And it was a really good episode this week, right? So Starship isn't afraid to put their kids on Variety, put them out there. That being said, I would like some of these other companies, Hybe, YG, SM. SM does a pretty good job, but they normally put the older kids on Variety, not the younger kids. And like JYP, I want you to put more of the young kids on the Variety. Come on, guys. You know.
I mean, this is where I'm telling you. They always say they want to put their people on these varieties. It's just a matter of,
can they? Yeah.
Yeah. Are people? Do people want them on these shows?
That being said, now this NMIXX track, Party O'Clock on July 11th. I'm very excited for what we're gonna see. Right?
Are we gonna have an NMIXX change up?
No, I'm gonna say no.
They should do like it should be a normal song and mix change up, and you're like, oh my god, and then it's like a summer acoustic guitar on the campfire. They should change it up into something super relatable, you know? Like instead of going crazy metaverse, they should just get really relatable real quick. You know, maybe they should do that, and I think that would work for them.
Honestly, you know what I want them to do? I just want them to say I want them to yell NMIXX change up in the very beginning of the song. As like, you know, the like...
Oh,
like,
as the intro thing to the song?
Yeah, instead of like JYP, you know, like they do twice, you know.
That would work. That would work.
Yeah.
All right, other songs released. Han Sung-woo, he released Dive Into, Kiss of Life pre-debut track by My Neverland, Treasure T5 unit debut with Move, Infinite Sungyu with Small Talk, Yuqi, it's like the 15th anniversary track with The Wonderful Escape, We with Overdrive, EXO Hear Me Out, which is a pre-release, and then Purple Kiss Swan had a solo debut with 20 featuring Jungki. Okay. Spice King, last week, Dreamcatcher's Bon Voyage entered the Hall of Spice, joining the class of 2023 with Ditto, OMG, Anoya, and Super from 17, and now Dreamcatcher Bon Voyage is in there. Second place was NCT Dream Broken Melodies, and third place was Yena Wicked Love. This week, the new candidates are Yena Hate Rodrigo featuring Yuqi, ITZY Bet on Me, NMIXX Roller Coaster. Okay, I did not make a chart. I forgot. I just realized this. So I'm gonna make mine on the fly. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, first place, I have. What do I have? For NMIXX first place?
There we
Roller
go.
Coaster. You gotta put it in first place. That is an absolute banger of a track. Second place, I will put Broken Melodies. I think that's a very good track. And then third place, I'll put ITZY Bet on Me. That is my chart for this week.
Okay. Mine is pretty similar. Number one, I also have NMIXX. Really, really like what they did for this one. I'm looking forward to the title track. Hope it's in the same direction or somewhat. Second place, I have ITZY, Bet on Me. Yeah, I feel like there were parts where I feel like it could have been executed a little differently, but overall, I really like how it was more focused on the message and not too much going on musically either. I think we kind of focused on like the bare bones of the group and kind of also like the story of the group. So I like that. I like this as a pre-release. And in last place, third, I have Yena, Hate Rodrigo featuring Yuqi.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I have some. I still have like a wish list of things that I wish would have been done. For me, the vocal direction felt a little, like a tiny bit strained, where I wish it could have been a little more natural as it was in Wicked Love. I think we haven't quite gone in the middle ground between the smiley type of concept and then the more love war, a little bit darker concept. This felt like it was a little more skewed towards the campy side, as we like to call it. But I think it's in the range. We're in the middle range, so I still am wishing for another more punky but less cutesy concept.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Just straight up. I hate Rodrigo. I do like the way it sounds. Like I said, I think it's in fact I think it's really well arranged. There's some like nice trap rhythms thrown in, and they work really well with the rest of the punk arrangement. It's really fun. The rest of it feels underdeveloped. Feels like they had a first script and just kind of went with it. So if I had a fourth, it would go on fourth for me.
Okay.
Instead, I'm playing on third. Broken Dreams by NCT Dream.
Broken Melodies.
Broken Melodies by NCT Melody.
Broken
yes.
Dreams.
It's a lot more depressing.
Yeah, dude, what the?
Yeah, no, okay. Broken Melodies by NCT Dream is third place for me. I do think it's one of my favorite songs of the year. If you go on my Twitter, I put out a list of songs I liked this year. In all of my I had a list of 10 Korean songs that's on it. Along with Cherry Blossom by Bobby and
Is your list in like order?
No, the list is alphabetical. I just need to put that out
I
there.
was gonna say if "Welcome to My World" was your number one song, I was gonna have some problems with you, sir.
I would say it's up there. Welcome to my world. I'm telling you,
We already had that song at home, dude.
you are sleeping. you are awake. You
Bro.
are in a coma.
When I
Wake
watched Suicide Squad, we already had that song, dude.
Dude, it is better than that song. That's what I'll tell you. You're not paying attention to any of the orchestral arrangement around that thing. Like they poured so much money into that. It's absolutely crazy. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so that's third place. Second place for me is Bet on Me by ITZY. On a different week, this would have been first place for me. I will admit. I love the theme. I love the melodies. I love the arrangement. Sure, the performance leaves a little more to be desired, but I'm not really listening for this. I'm not really listening to this for the amazing vocal rap, talent here. So I want to say this is a solid number 2 for me. Which leaves me with Roller Coaster with NMIXX on first place.
Yay.
House is a genre that's used in K-pop a lot because of how versatile it is. But it's rare for K-pop to understand what house music is all about and really do a good job of executing it. I think this is one of those few rare cases where it's just actually really well-made house music. Shout outs to the people who worked on the song. Shout outs to the members for performing their ass off. It's great.
Okay, we're here now. Go-To Gang,
Okay.
third place, they had ITZY Bet on Me with 17 points. Second place, they had NMIXX with Roller Coaster.
Oh.
And in first place, they gave it to XG Girl Giving with 30 points.
Girl
Hey,
gang.
girl gang.
What is it?
It's giving.
Gang. Girl gang. Like
Girl
the V is
gang.
stylized upside down like Jackie Y. Do you?
Are you
feel so
kidding?
bad
What
for all
the
y'all.
No,
shit,
no,
dude.
for real. It's gang. It's gang.
It's gang. It's gang.
Wow, this is some stupid shit right here.
Like Jackie Y. Her name's spelled with a V.
Okay. There was
You want to-
collusion in the forum channel of our Discord.
Okay.
People posted a video of them voting for this instead of any of the songs that were on the poll this week, which is a bit of a shame because we had a discussion internally before this week that we would cover the XG song. Well, we wouldn't cover it. We would put the title track in the song poll whenever it came out because we thought this one was a little too short and it was a pre-release, so there was too many things stacked against it. But nope, they voted for it even though it wasn't an option this week. So that's why it is in first place with 30 points. Yes.
That's how much they love these songs. It's
Yeah.
This is what
I
I,
mean-
want to
Respect the
do.
passion.
The way the point totals turn out, right?
Yeah.
This song's gonna get third this week, right?
Oh, there you go.
Whoa.
Wow.
Girl Gang will get
Okay.
third with 5. ITZY Bet on Me will get second with 8, and NMIXX Roller Coaster will get first with 18. Because NMIXX is in second place from Go-To Gang, I think we give it double crowns regardless, because it would have had all first place votes if they didn't vote for XG.
Okay,
Okay
sure.
with that.
Yeah,
Are we okay with that? That is
Yes.
my deal that I'm willing to cut this week. Is that I will be willing to put XG Girl Gang in third place with 5 points if we award NMIXX Roller Coaster with 2 crowns, because I gave it first, Anita gave it first, Warren gave it first, but Gochugen gave it second because they gave XG first, which wasn't even like supposed to be voted for. Are we okay with this?
Yeah, I'm okay
I'm
with that.
okay with that.
A song that's not on the poll listing winning first place that's the first time it's happening. So
Right.
I'm okay with
I mean, there
We
was
don't
a
have
major
precedent.
level of collusion with this to happen.
Okay, I don't know if it's collusion. I didn't
It
quite
was
see how
collusion,
it,
Anita.
how it
It
went
was
down.
collusion.
I will say this. I like the song, but as Doug mentioned, we were kind of iffy on like, should we cover it? Should we not cover it? It is
I
the
mean,
music
no-
video is short. It's under 2 minutes. And the audio track, only the audio track is a full length
I mean,
song.
the main thing, Anita, is normally when people vote for other songs, it's at least other ones that were on the poll. You know?
Right.
Like
So
99% of the time.
we appreciate the comment, but yes, it kind of
I
did.
can't believe this is gay. Are
fluctuate
you
the
kidding
votes.
me? You the girl gay? What is this? You
It's a good song. I will say it's a good song.
You goddamn MZs with your stupid. Write it out, please. Thank you. From old,
Douglas, you're an MZ.
bro, I'm a boomer, dude.
Dude, you're like standard millennial. Shut up.
I don't know. I'm just a person with a high level of following the rules. That's all I'll say.
You grew up watching taco memes and mustache on your fingers. Like that's the other thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, people are gonna. I'm definitely gonna. People are gonna point out that I called this giving. But doesn't giving make sense when there's a V here? I just want to say that.
Okay.
It is a little confusing, but yeah, it's gang.
Doug.
Yeah.
Remember Jackie Y?
Yeah, she shit and she
What?
disappeared, dude.
I mean, okay, remember her? You liked her when she was around.
Yeah, I like most people when they're around and they don't disappear. Like
man.
Dean. Just wanted to throw that out there. Like Everglow. Just wanted to throw that out there. I'm just gonna throw shade.
I'm just saying, her name is spelled with a V. It's a thing people do, where they flip the A around and it's a
Yeah,
V.
because they
you know?
want to be edgelords. I get it. Yeah.
I don't know if it's edgy.
All right,
but-
look.
No, it's to be edgy. Come on, it's to be
All right.
provocative.
On terms of and real quick a side note about XG, I'm fully convinced they're K-pop now. Doug isn't. We will have the conversation in the future.
Okay, if I had to lay out my comment in 2 sentences, it's because
No. We're gonna have the conversation on a proper discussion.
Okay, then I'll lay out a point that's not my opinion on it because their producer says they're not K-pop.
Okay, that is fair. XG, we will reserve that conversation for a stream in the future before we actually do the title track release for XG.
Well, we might. It'll be on the poll. That's the minimum.
for sure on the poll.
It will be
Yeah.
on the poll. The title track will be on the poll.
We'll figure something out with them. At the minimum, at the least, I'll probably do a stream with myself, maybe Doug or Anita, and we'll go over XG. And
I haven't listened to one XG song, so I have no frame of reference for this.
I know all 4 of their songs, and I've
Same.
seen them in live
I
too.
have
So
no frame of reference. Too busy
we'll
working.
talk about that later. All right. So what are the results, Douglas? Did you calculate
No,
numbers?
I already said it. So XG Girl Gang in third place. I'm gonna call it Girl Giving in third place.
It's
Second
giving.
place is ITZY. Bet on me.
It's giving, girl. Yes.
And in first place, we have NMIXX Roller Coaster. We're gonna give them a double crown because of the shenanigans this week.
You said
Uh,
giving girl.
That's what Anita said, dude. Anita's changing it up to Giving Girl. Okay. We've completely derailed the show this week. Show winners, Anita.
Yes.
Yo, I need a serve.
Yes.
That's
First
what I
off,
thought the
G
song was
Idol.
about. I literally thought it was surfing.
It's not. It's about the girl gang. Okay, well, listen to it later, Doug. Winners, show winners. G Idol Queen Card won on Show Music Core, so they have a total of 12 wins with this comeback. Congrats to them. Jisoo's Flower also picked up a win on Inkigayo, so she has 9 total wins with her
She
solo
hasn't
debut.
won a music show in like 3 months, but then she randomly wins this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Still winning.
Still going.
ATEEZ with Bouncy or K Hot Chili Peppers, they won on the show and Music Bank, so a total of 5 wins for them. Then BTS with Take 2 won an M Countdown, so 2 wins total for them as well. And then Im Young-gun with Grain of Sand won on Show Champion and 2 wins for him as well.
Okay. Yeah, this was an eventful first half of episode 242. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of episode 242. We're going to talk about some news and events from the past week. There's a lot of news. A lot of things happen. Let's try to get through it. The biggest thing that happened, it's this 50-50 lawsuit thing, right? So Attract, which was the main company at the top, will be suing the Givers and Attract co-CEO Xian. They say that he committed fraud and breach of contract by taking over company email accounts, deleting project-related data, secretly purchasing the copyright for Cupid, and more.
Ooh.
So, if y'all remember, the 50-50 members want to get out of their contracts with Attract. They have sided with the Givers and the producer at the Givers. His name is Xian, which is his producing name, right? Attract is basically saying that this guy went behind their back, took all the data and everything that they had worked on together for himself, deleted it off of the company computers and email accounts, right? And secretly purchased the copyright for Cupid.
We're not supposed to do that.
So they're saying he basically just backstabbed them, right?
Basically.
So that was the initial thing that happened.
Sorry, real quick, just to understand. Attract is suing Givers and their own CEO?
No, Xian is the guy from the Givers. He's the producer of 50-50. When Attract hired the Givers, one of the things that they did was made him co-CEO.
Interesting.
Let's see.
You see what I mean? Sort of like how Minhee-jin, when she joined HYBE, became pretty high up instantly. Same type of thing.
They gave him a C-suite level position.
Yes.
When he was really more of a consultant producer. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what's happening here. So as much as he's the co-CEO Xian, he's more or less Xian from the Givers is essentially what he is.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying that.
And Attract is saying, we brought this guy in, we hired him to work with our group, and he basically, after it got successful, he backstabbed us, took everything we were working on, and purchased the copyright for Cupid behind our backs. Which I don't know how you do that, but he did. Okay, so that was the initial claim. Next thing. Attract came out, I don't know if you could see this very well, but Attract came out and said that we would like to inform you about the attempted shutdown of the official 50-50 fan cafe that occurred at 3 p.m. today. So they're saying someone unauthorized who had some level of access to the fan cafe tried to say that they're going to close down the official one.
What?
So they're basically claiming, they didn't name them specifically, but they're saying that the Givers people have access to the fan cafe and wanted to like end it so that they can form their own fan cafe somewhere else where Attract has no power over it.
Well, that's shady as shit.
Yeah, so that happened there.
Great.
That was the next thing that happened. And then we have here, all members of 50-50 have filed a lawsuit on June 19th against Attract via their legal representative, Braun Law. So this 50-50 trying to get out of their contracts with Attract, right? 50-50 claimed that Attract have violated their part of the exclusive contract, which includes Attract blatantly exposing Sushit, one of the members, private life without the group's permission, lack of transparency in financial documents, and trying to make the group promote despite health issues. Due to the trial currently taking place, 50-50 members have been unable to make a statement to defend themselves from Attract. Because, you know, when you're in a lawsuit, you're not supposed to make statements to the public, things like that.
No.
So they're saying, we want to get out of these contracts because, you know, they were kind of exposed to personal life. I don't know exactly what that pertains to. Lack of transparency in the financial documents. That's a similar thing with EXO they were doing. Yeah. And then trying to make the group promote despite health issues. Those were the big 3 things.
To add a little bit of context, I believe the private life exposition that they're referring to here is the health conditions.
Yes,
Health conditions.
she had gotten surgery, and they just basically said, "Yeah, this girl got surgery. That's why they're not promoting."
They did also mention why she got surgery. And they had a big issue with that.
Didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
apparently.
that happens there. So now there's basically like lawsuits on both sides. Next thing.
Okay.
The Givers, so this is the producer, Xi'an, this is his side. They're saying that Attract's claims are false. The Givers started working with Attract in June 2021. On May 31st, 2023, the service agreement was terminated and all related planning, production, and management were returned to Attract. So currently, The Givers is only in charge of global promotions with Warner Records. Regarding the accusations of external forces, The Givers maintains that they are not involved in any way, even after the end date of the work. So that is, people are assuming May 31st. When Attract received the termination notice from 50/50 members, on of The Givers, so that is Xi'an, sat in a meeting held with Attract and Attract lawyers and tried to serve as a bridge between the two, which, you know, it's basically he was there to mediate. As for the copyright, the Cupid was a song that The Givers owned before the 50/50 project. It was after this that Xi'an began to work with 50/50 song. So they're saying we have the copyright of the song because we had already made the song before we came on board.
They had the rights to the song to produce it and release it. Yes.
Exactly.
Before 50/50 was
they're
on
saying
board.
that. They're saying that their contract with The Givers would Attract ended, so that's why they removed things from the computers, their stuff, things like that. Because basically they're separating. So they're saying, yeah, we took our stuff when we left, but from the Attract standpoint, they're like, they left us with nothing. You know what I mean? So that's what they're arguing there. Yeah. And then they said An was in the meeting. I'm sure this was not a great meeting when the 50/50 members notified Attract that they wanted to leave the company. So it's really setting up as Attract versus the 50/50 members and An, who is of The Givers, right? There's two sides here. So that all came out. So we have all three sides of the story now, right? So Star News shares 50/50 provisional injunctions with regard to their suspension of their exclusive contracts with Attract will begin on July 5th. So in 2 days, the lawsuit is formally going to begin, right? This is probably going to be drawn out really messy as well. All right, next on July 2nd, Attract released the recording and transcript of a phone call between their CEO, Jun, and Warner Music Korean Executive Director, Yoon. In the phone call, Yoon says that a buyout of 20 billion was made to An, or what's his name? What was his producer name? Xi'an for 50/50. All right. Basically, we had like a 30-minute debate as up to this phone call. In order for clarity, Warren, just read the transcript of this phone call that they released.
Right. I'm gonna try to translate on spot. Warner Music, Mr. Yoon says, "Hello, I called to check on something." Attract CEO, yes. Yoon goes, "We made an offer for $20 billion to Mr. An for a buyout." Jun says, "Never heard of it." Yoon goes, "You've never heard of it?" Jun goes, "Yep." Jun says, "What's a buyout?" Yoon goes, "No, the label." Jun goes, "Label what?" Yoon says, "Well, conventionally speaking, it's talking about, taking care of the kids. We talked about that kind of thing. You mentioned that kind of thing." Jun goes, "Nope." And that's the entirety of the transcript.
Okay, yeah.
That's been
the hang up we had, right, is Warren feels that it is not clear if An actually tried to sell the group to Warner Music, right?
Right. So
we both agreed that there was some kind of offer made, right? We're just unsure if An brokered the deal or he just received the deal, right?
Right. If you read the transcript or listen to the audio recording, it says that Warner Music offered the deal. And the way it's worded, it doesn't quite sound like they were already in agreement about selling the rights of 50/50 to Warner Music.
And then my opinion is that because they threw out a specific figure and things like that, it feels like there was some discussion going on, which would imply that An knew about this, right? So we don't know what is going on. We had a very heated discussion about law and what An could be held accountable for. all we know is that there is essentially a V-shape. There's two lawsuits going on, right? The 50/50 girls want to get out of their contract, right? And we know that Attract is then suing On and his friends and the people at the Givers because they said, you know what, they deleted the data because we ended our contract with them, but then they deleted the data. There's corporate like collusion going on here, that they're like influencing people, that they're deleting email accounts, things like that, right? So there's a bunch of lawsuits going on here. One is 50/50 going to get out of this group? The other one is On or Xi'an and the Givers held accountable for deleting their data, getting 50/50 to leave, all of that stuff, right? So there's two separate things here. Regardless, there is no lawsuit between Attract and Warner. So I don't know why there is none there or anything like that. So that seems to imply that Warner really had nothing too much to do with this, or they didn't know what they were doing, something like that.
It's still not. I feel like overall, it's still not like 100% sure what's going on.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff that could be left out in communication. I don't know.
Of course, because I don't think you would show the big guns. You would show some guns,
Yeah.
but not the like smoking gun, of what actually happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll further develop and we'll get more evidence out of this. I do want to jump back real quick to the lawsuit that's coming from 50/50 themselves, right?
Yes.
One of the things that and we didn't talk about this off the cam. This is something different. So 50/50, they sent in a lawsuit. They sent in an injunction towards Attract on June 19th. And later we found out one of the reasons they did that is because they weren't comfortable with the fact that Attract revealed a private matter of Aran,
Right.
in which case everybody now knows the condition of why she had the surgery. If you want to know, it's online, you'll find it yourself. So I'm not going to talk about that. What was really strange to me, and I really did a lot of digging with this, the first article to mention what actual condition she has was June 26th. So a whole week after the injunction after the whole situation began. So that also feels a little shady to me from the 50/50 perspective, Does that kind of make sense?
The timeline doesn't add up, I guess.
Right. And I tried to dig real hard for anything before the 19th that mentions why Arn is getting surgery done. But again, this is another thing on the table that just doesn't match up with what's been revealed so far.
It's messy.
In practice, though, 50/50 is kind of screwed, right? Good luck. And because An has all these lawsuits pending, he probably doesn't want to work with 50/50 because it makes him look guilty, right? I would assume.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Because his whole way to get out of this lawsuit is to prove he didn't influence them, more or less, right? Or didn't do anything bad at the company.
Which, I mean, come on.
At this point, it's kind of hard to prove that for him. But that would probably mean he has to stay away from them, if I had to guess. That's just my opinion. So either way, I don't know what's going to happen to this group functionally. They're kind of screwed in that sense, right?
No, they've kind of...
unfortunate.
And as Warren told me earlier, the Korean public thinks that this situation isn't too favorable to the Givers On and 50/50, right? Because it seems like they're kind of screwing over the Attract company, which kind of got them their start, right?
Yeah, so while I was reading into this, I went through and saw how different communities were reacting to this thing. Typically speaking, when a scandal like this happens, different communities will react differently depending on who they are, their age difference, or if they're a part of the K-pop community, that kind of thing. In this scenario, pretty much everyone except for the 50/50 fans are against 50/50 right now.
Oh.
Which is very different than the Western side because everyone's pro groups in the West.
Yeah. Within the K-pop community, sorry?
It's messy.
Yeah.
Very.
Within the K-pop community in Korea, 50/50 is they're being accepted as like people that are ungrateful, and they're still rookies.
Oh. Based on the situation.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember what Doug mentioned earlier about the CEO selling his car, selling his expensive watch, that kind of thing. Didn't we talk about that earlier today?
You brought those up, but yes.
Did I? Okay. He was selling those things to keep the company afloat and like keep the production going and whatnot. And people, that's become a whole meme in itself, where like people keep talking about,
no.
like, this CEO was such a good man, selling his own, life away, and then they betray him like that behind the back. This is how the narrative has spun out in the general public. Whether that's exaggerated or not, it probably is. Let's be honest. But at the other hand, yeah, it's not great. Everybody's kind of fucked themselves over here.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would like to work with any of these entities
Oh,
going forward,
all three.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Both Attract and then and the Givers and then 50/50 is going to be something, right? We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that one. We had other things. So Mamamoo Hwasa planning to sign an exclusive contract with P Nation.
Oh.
She has plans to join the label, headed by Psy, following the expiration of her contract with RBW, expected to expire in June. So that was the first thing that came out, June 26th, right? Next thing that happened was on June 27th, the day after, RBW announced she is not renewing her contract, and they thanked her for her time at the company. So it was official. Her contract was kaput with RBW. So she has also left the company. If you remember previously, I think Ween also left, but she's still kind of promoting with Mamamoo.
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't really comment on what her Hwasa's activity with Mamamoo would potentially be, so we don't really have a clear picture of that yet. But we do know then, at Summer Swag Fest 2023, Hwasa signed the contract with P Nation and Psy at the event, like on stage, like a WWE contract signing.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, they literally just did it during the concert thing. So that happened. So clearly they had been negotiating previously in this case.
I hope she's still able to do activities with Mamamoo.
Yeah, because we
I
was
think
able
that's what
to,
most people would want.
We'll have to see there. So that one happened there. Okay, next one. So this was some EXO news. So SBS Entertainment exclusive. So EXO was supposed to appear on Killing Voice, which is a TV show, but they suddenly canceled a day before the scheduled recording on June 28th. SM stated that it was because the members thought that there was something else they should record on that day instead, but an insider shared that it was because member A, who was not a part of Chen, Baekhyun, and Schumann, so a different guy, would not attend the recording. Member A is known to have a previous conflict with SM over the exclusive contract. An industry insider stated that it was unusual for someone to miss a recording around an imminent comeback, and some are saying that the conflict over contracts with the members is not over. So basically,
I see.
EXO
Interesting.
randomly canceled their appearance on this TV show. SM stated that we're having problems with someone else that is not Chen, Baekhyun, and Schumann.
And just to clarify, this is a Killing Voice. This is a Dingo production YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they like canceled the recording because one of the kids did not want to go.
And so the plot thickens. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because we know Chen CBX kids, the Chen, Baekhyun, Schumann, they have had contract issues.
Settled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they probably gave him some money to,
yes.
like, hold the line. And then this other guy is like, nah, because they probably have a system where if one guy doesn't want to go, no one goes type deal. So one guy was like, I ain't doing this. Because they said here that they should record something instead, which was what they were giving out. But the insider stated, nah, he's having contract issues.
Oh,
So it's
boy.
okay. So it's either one of Sehun, Dio, Chanyeol, Lei.
Well, it's
And
not
Suho.
Lei. It's not Lei.
I don't think Lei is even in
not
Korea.
Could also be Kai.
But no, Kai's
He's
in the
in the
middle.
army.
But one of those dudes is not happy and said, "No, we're not doing Killing Voice. We're not doing it."
Interesting.
And they
Big
think
yikes.
they're saying that this is like a reflection of how he's feeling towards SM at the moment.
Big yikes. I feel bad for the
Okay.
Dingo
So that
production
happened
people.
there. Next thing, SM Entertainment's announced 2 dudes to join the NCT team. Anita.
Huh?
I thought we were done.
I thought we're done.
No. They're gonna do the one unit before it stops, right?
Oh, Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
Oh.
Okay,
So
okay.
there's a Shion guy and a Yushi. Yeah,
Yushi. Yeah.
Yushi.
Hey,
Yeah,
this is news. to
Shion
me.
and Yushi. So they added 2 guys who are apparently going to be a part of the last NCT team.
NCT Tokyo.
Huh.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will have to see what that means.
This year, hopefully? I don't know.
Probably this year. Yeah, so Sungchan and Shotaro dipped, and then they got replacements,
Correct.
more or less. That's what
Correct.
it seems like. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Shion is apparently 21. He's from Korea. Yushi is apparently 19. He's from Japan. So
So they will apparently be joining
Sounds
the final
pretty
NCT team. That's going to happen.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Next thing. Yeah. The new team from NCT will have a pre-debut reality show, NCT Universe LA Start.
Okay.
Yeah, it's LA Start, I guess. Starting on July
Start.
27th. This is said to be NCT's last unit debut.
wait, Doug. I think it's last start.
Last start?
Like
Start.
last start.
Oh.
Last start.
Oh.
That's dumb. Okay.
Oh, right,
last
because they're the
start.
last unit.
What is up with all these? Oh.
Girl giving.
Oh, did you also hear there was dating rumors between Yuna and Juno? So, Juno from 2PM and
Ah.
Yuna, but then they denied it like 2 minutes, like an hour after. So there was follow up.
Oh.
One said that they denied it. Yeah.
Oh, that was very
Oh.
quick.
So yeah,
Really?
last start for NCT. So that's happening
Last
there.
start.
Reportedly, Isuman set up a new company. So he has an office
What?
in Cheongdam-dong, Gangnam-gu, so in Gangnam. And it is separate from his Blooming Grace business. And the name of Isuman's new business is unknown.
Why?
So
Why?
He's apparently going to set up shop again. And then a music insider said they met up with him and he appeared to be healthy but would refuse to speak about future plans.
Huh.
You
You know,
got it?
if I was Mr. SM, I would just like go to Hawaii, like chill. You know, I have a lot of money.
Hey,
Take a break.
SM used to do family vacations. It used to be a thing.
Yeah.
They kind of
Wow.
stopped. They did one in Hawaii. They brought everyone. Yeah, so he's setting up. He got a new office. So I don't know what that means.
All right.
Okay, YG Entertainment announced Treasure has signed a partnership with American label Columbia Records. This news comes ahead of Treasure's comeback planned with their second album set for next month in August. So this is probably some international stuff that's gonna happen for them. So that is pretty cool. What else we got here? Yeah, A2K, it's happening. America to Korea.
The JYP thing.
The JYP Global Girl Group show is going to happen. It's premiering on July 13th on YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
They're gonna have
gonna-
like
God.
American kids that are gonna be on this,
I wonder
and
if they're
other
gonna join
international
the.
kids.
I wonder if they're gonna join the trainee team and they upload on Facebook like, "Oh, I hate Korea." You know, it's like
Like J Park.
J Park?
you never
Oh.
know.
Okay, what I don't understand is the second you become a trainee at these companies, wouldn't you delete all old social media so no one could dig anything up?
Everything. Wipe it
Okay,
out.
no. We know we should do that now. We know we should do that now. They didn't know that 12 years ago. Really? Come on.
No, some idols still get caught doing things lately. Like I remember the last year, I don't remember who, but someone else, they brought up things from when they were like 12.
12. Oh my God.
Yeah.
12. I'm
Yeah,
sure
so-
people are saying stupid shit when they're 12.
Y'all
like,
got to
come
be
on.
way smarter about this. Just delete all your social medias if you get picked up.
FYI.
Next one. You remember last year Omega X had that big issues with the company and the abuse, but they
Oh,
signed an
yes.
exclusive contract with IPQ Entertainment, formerly known as Picturesque. So Picturesque is the company that produced the Boys Love webtoon drama. Yeah, so oh, and two of the members appeared in that Boys Love web drama. So they have worked with this company before.
Oh.
Good.
Okay.
Good for Omega X.
Good.
They're at a
Good for them.
company that likes them and wants them there. Next thing. Okay, so Squid Game 2 announced their cast. We knew Yuri was gonna be in it, but Top is in it as well.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
Isn't that kind of
Whoa.
crazy?
That is wild.
And then I don't know him. He's David Lee. He's also an actor. I've seen him in some things before.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Jo Yuri is confirmed. She's in the Netflix photo, dude. And Top is on the other side.
Wow.
Yo, Top would make a great what are they called? Frontman? Keyman? What are they called? The guys with the masks?
Oh, I don't know what it's called, but yes, he would make a good one of those dudes.
He would make one of those, yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna happen there. Next thing, Boys Planet members from Wake One and Yehua to debut later this year in a project group likely managed by Jellyfish Entertainment. Good luck, Jellyfish is horrendous. But current members will include Park Hanbin, Lee Jung-hyun, Moon Jung-hyun, Park Ji-hoo, Yoon Seung-won, and Ji-yoon.
Oh, okay.
that's kind of exciting. Let's see if we can get a picture of
Exciting news.
yeah, these 6 dudes will apparently be in this group. Exciting, right?
Okay.
It kind of feels that Wake One has kind of determined we have so many kids who are on competition shows that lost, and we don't know what to do with them, so we should finally start debuting some of them somehow.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of feels like to me.
They did well,
lot
I
of
think. I recognize a lot of them.
The guy in
Yes.
the bottom center looks like Jogon.
Okay, next one. In a recent interview with NHK, which is like one of the biggest news things in Japan, Gongon Sonyo Mia revealed that the group won all instances of their contract termination lawsuit in January and officially ended activities after 4 years since their debut. Yeah, so it's done. Confirmed.
Oh. Okay.
それでも韓国で I don't know the next
Man,
one. Sorry.
Gongon Sonyo feels like a fever dream, and it was great, you know? Like,
It was great. It was nice.
this
They had some
happened. We had a good
songs.
time. They released, like, they had a bazooka song, I believe, at some point,
Bazooka
and
was
then it ended.
Bomb.
All their songs were great. That was great.
Next one.
Sad.
Hang Mina ended her contract with Jellyfish, so she escaped. Jellyfish Bolt. Good. Sejong is still there, though, for some reason. And then she signed with Story J Company, which is a pretty big acting company, right? So, good for her.
Do you want me to look up who's on Story J real quick?
Yeah, if you want to. Story J. Story J.
서인국,
Oh,
Whoa. Okay.
김태희,
okay.
이시연, 오연서,
Yeah, these-
한가을.
These are some pretty big actors and actresses.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
she's now at a legit level acting company. So she is fully become
for
an
her.
actress. Good
Good
for
for
her.
her.
Next one. Sunye, formerly of Wonder Girls, has not renewed with Blackberry Creative.
Oh,
Another
Hope she's
Blackberry
doing
L
alright.
right there.
Okay.
I would leave too.
These are the next ones are all rapid fire. Chu joined Weavers. So if you're a Chu
Oh.
fan, she's now in
Oh.
Weavers.
Good on her.
That's cool there. Next one, Jungkook is going to release his thing July 14th called 7.
Okay.
People
Hey.
are very excited for this.
Yes.
I am. Oh my god. Here we go.
So
This
curious.
thing had 500,000 likes on this Twitter post.
Of course,
Oh, man.
yes.
That's there. Next one, in Hypen to enter Pokemon Universe with collaborative single, July 12th.
Oh, Pokemon.
Whoa, okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's happening.
Gotta catch
People
'em
are
all.
confused about that. Yes. Tayo and Kepler is having a song that's gonna come out on July 6th. If you don't know,
Yes.
Tayo is like
Yes.
Thomas the Tank Engine, but for Korean kids with rescue
Yes.
vehicles.
Yeah. It's wildly popular.
It's so
Yeah,
cute.
so they're gonna have a song with Kepler. So that should be pretty fun.
Tayo the Little Bus.
Next one, Anita, the PH1 Keita from Boys Planet song, coming out
Oh.
on July 5th. is confirmed.
Ooh.
Interesting. Oh.
Via Higher Music.
Of course, higher.
That should be pretty cool. Hey, if it goes well, Keita might get signed by them. You never know, right? It
He
could
might just
happen.
go solo in that route. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Keita already signed with somebody else?
He's with the
With
Rain
Rain.
Company.
Okay. Oh, he's already in a group too. Okay, interesting.
Yes.
All right.
He's in
Yes.
Cypher. Yeah. Next one, La Seraphim has started to announce a world tour, right? We got Seoul, Nagoya,
Ooh.
Tokyo, Osaka, Hong Kong, Jakarta, and Bangkok. So they're hitting up Asia, but people think that this would eventually lead into more international dates in the West.
Okay.
The Flame Rises tour. So this is pretty
Wow.
exciting there. Next one, Eric Nam decided to tour 66 cities. Look at this list.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It starts in September 16th of this year. It ends, the last one with dates is April 5th, 2024.
Oh my
And he's
god.
hitting up like a gajillion in America, Latin America, Europe, Australia, Korea, Southeast Asia, and India. He's going to go to all of these places.
Woo, that's a world tour, yeah.
That's a proper effing tour. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be tired by the end of that.
Yeah, so
Oh yes.
Eric Nam is going to tour everywhere, essentially. So
Good for him.
y'all should pick
All
up
right.
some dates.
Good for him.
This is ridiculous.
It is actually.
66 confirmed dates, and there's more because he has to do Korea, Southeast Asia, and India as well.
Oh my god.
And then finally, oh yeah, this one happened. There's like a K-pop music festival We Stand. It's gonna happen in Houston and New Jersey. some reason in Ridgefield. Houston one has CIX and Dreamcatcher. The New Jersey one, which happens 2 days later, has CIX, Dreamcatcher, and One Us.
Ooh.
Kind of cool.
Very nice.
And that is the news for this week. Next week, in terms of music, 17 June. I think that one already came out, but it's in contention next week. King Top, they're finally making a comeback. Kiss of Life, the actual debut. Queen Eyes, New Jeans pre-release. TXT, Jonas Brothers. Zero Base 1 debut, and EXO full. The title track is also coming out.
Oh, that's stacked.
Honestly, good luck, Kiss of Life, trying to get. I'm sorry, but like, New Jeans, TXT, Jonas Brothers, Zero Base 1, EXO, kind of stacked.
Apparently, Kiss of Life is really good.
Place your votes.
All right, this ends part 2. SojuTalk episode 242. After the break, we'll cover a summary of the first half of 2023. We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye. Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Delmonic, Ellie, Irvtron, Flaco Louie, Genki Boy, Okumama, Honey Pool, Jacob, Williams Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, NJ Parks, Tier. Thank you for joining SojuTalk, the weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.
All right, what are we doing?
Okay, we are doing a review of 2023, because did you know we are already at the beginning of July? We already finished 50% of this year.
That's kind of crazy.
Fuck. I decided to grab some summaries from the first half of this year. Some music, some news articles. We'll go through them, some key facts. Yeah, we'll just go from there, yeah? All right, let's talk about the music first, yeah? Because that's what we do. We do a podcast about music.
That's the main thing.
That's the
All
main
right,
thing.
I think.
Yeah. Here's our Hall of Spice so far.
Ooh,
Yeah.
look at that graphic.
Yeah, so we have Ditto, we have OMG, both from New Jeans, as well as Yunoya by Billy, Bon Voyage from Dreamcatcher, and then Super from 17. In a random order. I'm not sure why it's in that order, but
I feel like there's. Do you have a side with other big ones as well, or?
oh yeah. You want to talk about those two? Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, in terms of our show, these are the ones that won either 3 weeks in a row or got double crowned at some point and got 2 weeks in a row. Crazy that New Jeans is on here twice, especially given we weren't around when Ditto dropped, right?
No. They kept charting for like 6 weeks after the year started for us.
Yeah. They did break the record for the most amount of daily number ones. Period. Yeah. Well, I mean, Yunoya, Bon Voyage, and those two were not commercially successful, but this is where I'm glad that, we're covering them here, because they're good songs.
I have some regrets about songs that didn't make this list, to be honest.
Okay. So give me some lists, Douglas. What did you miss?
Cupid, I Am Fighting.
Cupid,
I
Am.
I'm pretty sure I
Fighting.
keep fighting number one for a couple weeks.
And then the Eve something Bluebeard's wife.
Yeah, no, that was number one on my list for a while.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. We'll talk about that one in a minute, but here's the thing. Here were these songs that had a lot of music show wins, right? Ditto and Fighting from 17 BSS both had 8 wins in the entire year. I Am from IVE and Flower from Jisoo, with last week's win, now have 9 wins, 9 music show wins so far this year. Can you guys guess what song had the most wins throughout this year so far?
Isn't it Queen
Queen
card?
card.
Queen card? Queen card?
Yeah.
That's
think
right.
I have
Queen
12.
card has 12 wins so far.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness. It's a little surprising that they're not really Actually, you know what? This month just wrapped up. I'm sure it'll be reflected on the chart soon. But Queen card is doing really well.
Oh, I got another song I really liked, Rover.
Rover was
Rover was
great.
Rover
It
was,
was
good.
great. Good song. Here were some digital number ones, right? Ditto had. So this is based on Circle Digital Charts, which is a compilation of all the music charts that cover K-pop specifically. Ditto placed first with 11 weekly wins and 3 monthly wins between January, February, and March. They also started last year too, so this is a long ass streak that
December,
goes along
yeah.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right below them was I Am from IVE and Kitsch from IVE, respectively with 6 weeks and 3 weeks, each of them taking May and April wins. Below that is Queen Card from G-Idol with 3 weeks, Ayo by NCT 127 in 1 week,
Hey, yo.
Oh,
and then Grain of Sand by Im Young Young with 1 week as well. NCT 127.
That AO song's pretty good. It's a very meta
yes.
NCT song, and it's kind of
It
hype.
is.
Yeah. Queen Card's only third place right now. Well, sorry, Queen Card only has 3 weeks right now, but I mean it's a relatively new song, so I imagine it'll probably go up like that. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Before we go into, actually, you guys want to look at the physical sales first, or do you want to talk about some of the songs that are on here?
I feel like we've had good songs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like we have only like Ditto OMG will become like iconic songs. Do you know what I mean? Like we have a lot
They
of very good
last.
songs,
Oh,
but like songs
classics.
that you remember 10 years down the line. I feel like Ditto and OMG kind of stand alone, and maybe Cupid because of how viral it went, right?
True.
But I feel like those are like the hallmark songs of this first half of the year.
Here's what I'll say. I do like I Am. I do like Unforgiven. But I think a big chunk of their success relies on the success of Anti-Fragile and Afterlike. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair. And maybe Fighting is a bit iconic because it's sort of like Orange Caramel Catalina, where people might remember it for a long time. You know, I feel like it
because of the
might have one of
trio.
those. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a tiny bit of a meme song. You know, so maybe.
It's a fun song. It's a fun
Yeah.
song. I can see
Very,
that
very
being
fun.
covered down the line with girl groups.
Oh.
We didn't like Flower particularly, but that had a pretty viral moment on the short forms,
Yep.
TikToks, Reels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, in other Blackpink news, the Idol with Jennie in it. I've been reading the reviews of the
Oh,
Idol,
it's
and
Oh, yeah?
not
particularly
great.
the Weeknd's acting. And
Not
I read a
good.
synopsis of the final episode. It's ridiculous. They're like gaslighting their audience with what they're doing. But yeah. And I saw
Anyways.
one of the scenes. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like,
Wait, spoiler alert. What is it?
I saw one of the Weeknd, like the sex scenes. It was the cringiest thing I've
Oh.
ever seen in my life. Like,
Okay.
Oh,
I was
boy.
watching like the first 2 episodes, and one of the scenes happened. I was like, I had to stop watching. It was so bad.
I've only seen the viral
No.
moments with like
You know
Jennie
how
dancing.
you know how like certain people this year have been accused of like inserting themselves into things like Velma, things like that.
Yeah.
It seems like whoever's running the show is trying to insert their fetishes into the show. That's what
Oh
it feels like.
no. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you know who's producing the show, Doug?
Who?
Weekend.
Well, yeah, okay. He's on the team of the producers. Okay, well this makes a lot of sense.
No. He's the mastermind behind everything. He wrote the plot.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense then.
Okay,
Questionable.
real quick. Have you guys seen The Room from Tommy Wiseau?
Yes.
No.
It does
No?
give off some vibes, I would say.
Okay. Dude, the fucking sex scenes in that movie is like the funniest thing I've seen. It was
This
great.
song, it's just more like, I can't believe you're saying this stuff on TV. That's like, yeah, it's just the word usage is horrendous.
Oh
But,
man.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about physical sales, because that's a whole different ballpark here, right?
So this is the physical sales of the singles, right?
Albums.
Albums. Okay, the album sales.
Because
The guy groups.
New Jeans was in 10th place with 1.5 million sales. Good lord.
Wow.
For the sake of time, I'm gonna shift through some of them.
The
Seraphim on
Seraphim?
9th
Seraphim.
with 9th in Unforgiven.
1.5 million. I've 1.5. They're all around the same.
Yeah. And then
And Hypin 1.6.
Hyphen.
with Dark Blood, rank
It's
7.
the guy group wall.
Jimin 1.6 million.
Yeah.
For a solo
Face.
album, that's crazy.
It is.
Twice 1.7.
Nice.
Wow.
With Ready to Be.
1.7 million. That's crazy.
I know.
Espa 2? They got a flat 2?
Ooh.
aespa got a flat 2 million with My World, putting them on
Right.
4th place.
Oh, yeah, that spicy
Good one,
song's
yeah.
kind of good. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. All right. Who do you think is on 3rd?
Ooh.
I?
7.
No.
No, 17 is
17.
higher, I think.
17 is Stray Kids on 1 and 2. I don't know who number 3 is.
All right.
Yeah.
Doga's correct. First place is 17.
Yeah.
Second place is Stray Kids.
Makes sense.
17 had 5.5 million sales. Second place, Stray Kids with 5-star on 5 million sales.
NCT in 3rd?
TXT
Oh, wow. 3
Ooh.
with
Wow.
a whopping 3 million sales.
Dang, that's a big jump.
It's
and 2?
crazy how the million is now like back in the day. These like some groups would say like, oh, we sold 300,000. Yeah, we ballin'. Now
yeah.
million is the minimum for big groups. It's the minimum.
Yeah.
This whole just to give a little bit of context here, this whole chart, like whoever compiled this on Twitter, thank you by the way. It goes down all the way. I'm not sure what it's showing. It goes down all the way to like the entire album list. There's a whole lot on here that are doing really well.
Even Stacy sold 400,000.
Yeah.
Kind of impressive.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Here's my takeaway with this, right? Remember how we always say boy groups make physical sales, girl groups do digital sales.
Not completely
Well-
the case anymore.
It's
No.
changing.
The
It's shifting.
high tier boy groups still do the best, but then
Right.
there's a big gap for boy groups, and that's where all the popular girl groups sit, right?
Yep. And this is why we were concerned about the boy group stagnation last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
the crazy thing is like AO, the NCT 127, 1.2.
In
I
14th.
thought that
14th.
would be
That's
higher.
14th.
I thought that would be
Yeah.
higher, to
Yeah.
be honest. The Me album is IVE, I believe. So that's 1.4.
Correct. I think.
Okay. Wow.
All right, there you go. All right. This was something random. On Twitter, I put out a list of songs I liked from 2023, along with albums and non-Korean songs as well. Cupid was one of the breakouts of this year, right?
Yes.
Huge.
Eve Psyche Bluebeard's wife, I see you. It's
year.
still so viral, that one.
Yep.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like that should have been the title track.
It should
have.
Yeah. Either that, or they shouldn't be pushing the song this much. I understand they are. It's a hindsight decision because the song went viral.
They're
but
pushing it like it's the title track.
yeah, at this point, they're pushing it more than Unforgiven.
Yes, 100%.
And that's not doing Unforgiven any favor. That's like shifting the attention a little bit. Not a good way. I was a huge fan of Broken Melodies I mentioned earlier in the show. That's also on the list for me.
Hey, Bobby Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom, good song. New Jeans with OMG, obviously I'm excited for the next
Welcome
release.
to my world.
Yes.
Is I think
This song. Wow, Warren.
I'm
You're the
telling
number
you,
one fan.
if
Yeah.
you listen to the way it's orchestrized, it is absolutely fire.
This is Warren's Chimapara. Is Welcome to my world. He will die on the hill. For this song.
There's other genres here as well. APL Kami is a huge breakout for K-pop right now, which is Swings' company, Binzano's pre-release for his album. If you're into K-pop, Camo is probably in your radar somehow, along with Mirani. We're in a bit of a renaissance with the female rappers right now, so that's pretty cool. Okay, that's the music. Before we move on, you got any other songs? We talked about I Am for a second.
If I had to pick song of the year today,
Uh-huh.
Oh.
it'd probably be between one of the New Jeans track or Cupid, if I had to guess. My headcanon.
For better or for worse, I would say Cupid.
I think so too.
Cupid. Yeah.
We gotta vote for one today. Probably.
Yeah. Both in terms of success and the legacy it's leaving behind right now with the whole.
That might be all we get, honestly.
TikTok. Oh my god.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's talk about some of the news articles. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. News. All right. I kind of spoiled what happened there, but it's all right. All right. First key article. Sorry, not key article, but first key point of this year. Oh, sorry. I'm going the wrong direction. Sorry. All right. First key thing. Fourth generation girl groups continuing strong.
That's very
Along
true.
with the 3.5th generation. Yeah.
Especially the 5 on the screen right now.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
killing
The 5 on the screen right now is New Jeans, the Seraphim, IVE, aespa, and G Idol. Obviously the last two are not quite 4th gen, but I threw them in.
It's like the pentagon of success right now.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment. And I feel like all of their releases this year doing some level of success, regardless of song quality or how good or bad the previous song was, kind of proves that they're in it for a long run now. It's not.
I agree with this.
Yeah. They're not kind of.
I wasn't completely sold on the G Idol hype because I wasn't a big fan of some of the tracks, even with like Queen Card and Nude. But I will admit that they're here to stay for sure.
They're here to stay.
They hit. They're on the charts.
And even aespa made a kind of a pivot, and it's worked so far. They've become more palatable as of late.
That's
It's
Kwangya.
good for them.
Yeah. aespa. Yeah. I was surprised with how well Spicy did. I'm not gonna lie.
People like that song.
Yeah. Le Seraphim, I saw a solid amount of people saying that what's it called? Anti-Fragile is gonna be like an outlier in terms of success. Clearly not the
The
case.
Seraphim is like the cool group to like. You know, like they're not first place, but if you're a cool person, you like the Seraphim. You know,
You know
that's how I
about
feel
them.
about it. Yeah, yeah, you're in the know.
You sound like the TikTok guy.
It's
You know what I'm
true,
referring to?
It's true,
This
though.
is the group you like if you're cool.
It is
You know
though. It is. They're trying to make a lifestyle brand. Look at what they're wearing. It's their own branded clothing.
Do they make men's boxers too? I'd buy that.
They make like the like men's underwear looking things. Yes, they do.
There you go, Warren.
Like the boxer briefs looking ones. They sell.
Oh boy. Dude, I'm about to get laid and the girl pulls the pants
What?
down and like out comes little Seraphim panties. Like dude, like
badges.
What?
GT fragile.
all right. Kura. All right. We didn't talk about IVE. They're clearly wildly successful.
Yes.
New
Yes.
Jeans. We will talk about plenty next week too. So.
Yes. Okay.
Oh wow.
All right. Next big news of the year, right, was SM Entertainment's Civil War. If you guys recall, the uncle Mr. SM and his nephew Mr. Chris kind of had a, battle against each other. Hybe was on Mr. SM's side. Mr. Chris had Kakao, an aligned partner, behind his back. Well, I mean, Kakao ended up getting the thing, right?
Kakao won the war, but they had to come to the table with hype for certain things.
There was a
Right.
bit of an agreement.
Yeah, or specifically over Weavers. They had to give a lot of things to them. So it's a win, but at the same time, people seem to not like this 3.0 BS they keep pushing, and there's a lot
It's
of
odd.
rumors of discontent within the ranks of like veteran artists specifically not liking what happened.
Yes.
Yeah, people have been very vocal about it, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it's ongoing, as we saw in the news. It seems.
Like when your veteran artists start to have contract disputes or start making like offhand comments during other things, like
It's a lot.
not a good sign.
No. I do have a picture of EXO in the corner here. EXO, Chen, Baekhyun, and Xiumin. There was a bit of dispute there as well in terms of
their
contract.
contract.
They solved it, but at what cost, right? That's essentially what it
happened?
is.
Yeah.
And
Now
if
we
I
have a-
had to guess,
We have a fourth guy who's now pissed off, apparently.
Yeah.
Number A.
wasn't there also a thing about Taeyeon being pissed off at a certain point as well?
There's
It was
rumors
rumored.
that like
Rumored.
Taeyeon and some of the other, I think he was also in the list, are like
Yeah.
somewhat not happy about Isuman leaving. They're not a huge fans of this 3.0 stuff.
But it's not confirmed. Okay.
Not confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, things are shaky over here at the SM house.
Not great.
How that
It is a
household
house divided.
actually How they actually go about things, we'll have to see.
Yep.
That's some entertainment.
would
Civil War over for now.
It would suck to be Sunny. Your cousin's now the head, and your uncle got kicked out, and your uncle's the one who gave you a chance to be in Girls' Generation,
Very,
right?
very
Man.
complicated.
Well, I mean, at least she's been in the industry for like a decade and a half now.
She probably yelled at someone. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Imagine if like someone like Winter, right, was like SM's cousin's daughter or something. Like that would have been.
Yeah. If it was next level.
Yeah.
There's probably people in the industry who are related to other people, but we just don't know because they don't want to be called like nepo babies, things like that, right? It definitely is.
Honestly, the way it is, that's probably a majority of everything.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Third key issue was the Luna's Liberation saga finally coming to an end. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As of 2.5 or so weeks ago, Luna's contract has been officially rubbished. BlackBerry has lost.
Yes.
Actually, I think 5 or so members signed with Modhouse as Artemis.
There's
so far.
5 in Modhouse. Chu's doing her own thing. Olivia, Hay, and Vivi are signed somewhere else. So and then
Yes.
and then what was her name? Eve is somewhat related to a company. You remember we heard she's like working with some other company, like some kind of director or something. So that leaves a couple of the girls. We don't really know what they're doing, but like they're moving on. Artemis is the big thing now. Five
Yeah.
girls with Odd-Eyed Circle specific.
All I'm hoping is that Artemis actually goes somewhere. A lot of the groups that come from a group that existed previously typically don't do
Ina
too
Pia.
well.
Drip, drip, drip.
Ooh.
We woo, we woo. We effing woo. Yeah.
The counterexample is VVZ. They're doing pretty well, I think.
Yes.
Good. Yes.
so
I hope this happens for Luna.
I hope so too.
This is now
best of
going to
luck
be
to
the
them.
test. Now that they're free and people have heard about the saga a lot, I would love to see what the Odd-Eyed Circle album sale number will end up as. That's going to be real telling, I think, of how this is going to go. Very curious about that.
Well, I wonder how big their fandom is
Yep,
in terms of the entire Luna.
That's going to be the real proof. Because you remember when ITZY went on hiatus and we didn't know if they were going to be disbanded and they came back, people bought a ton of albums. That happened.
Given the way Modhouse runs things, I would hope that they are also capable of further development, like further growing their group and the fandom. So we shall watch with curious eyes. Next key issue of the year was the sudden passing of Moonbin of Astro.
Well, that still doesn't feel like it really happened, but it did.
did.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
He passed away on April 19th. If you check out our episode from that week, we did a brief message about it. We tried to, I don't know, act chill about it, so that, we actually record the episode. Well, it was weird, man. Like,
It's a weird feeling.
It's very
It's
surreal.
it's one of those things like it's so sad that these artists pass away or whatever happens, and it's like, the wheels of K-pop, they keep moving. It's a unstoppable machine. Like it is crazy to me that like Jonghyun passed away like 6 years ago at this point.
It
right?
still feels.
It still feels
last year.
crazy, or it feels like
Yeah.
I saw Guhara on TV like last year or something, right? Things like that kind of happen.
I was listening to an old Geary Boy song, and I saw him perform it elsewhere, and the original song has like a Japanese narration in front of it, and then when he was performing it, it was missing that narration. I was like, oh, what's going on? Turns out Guara did the narration, and Geary Boy just doesn't do that anymore because of that. Kind of, yeah. He's
Well,
yeah.
still best of
Sad.
luck to his family,
Yes.
Yep.
Unsua, and everybody.
I believe
affected.
she's back to promoting
Astro
now.
members.
So please support her for sure.
Yes.
Go
Okay.
stream Yunoya.
And what was the final thing in the
Final
ongoing?
key issue of the year is the rise and fall of 50/50.
Oh man.
The image I have on here is a messy diagram of everything that's going on with these feckers involved.
So messy.
It really feels like this is not a prediction, this is a thought. Really feels like this is gonna be that shooting star in the sky that you see once, Kind of
Aw.
feels that way. Unless something happens.
They
Gonna be
they've
really unfortunate.
royally goofed themselves over at this point, where like, regardless of how the lawsuit goes and regardless of who wins, there's not really a great happy ending here.
It's not a great happy ending because now that there's lawsuits, the giver side is gonna have to distance themselves probably, right? At least within the lawsuit, so it doesn't appear that they're guilty. And then obviously they're distanced from a track because they sued them, so no one's gonna be happy there, right?
No.
So if 50-50 is to continue on making music, it seems like they're gonna need to bring in a new producing team. That's what I would guess. Unless the givers gets found 100% innocent, right? And then maybe they could go back.
Yeah, and they could go do their thing together. But the
that's
issue,
yeah.
but the issue there is that the general public's opinion on 50-50 and the givers isn't great. Is it looking any better on the iFandom side, Doug?
I feel like they just support the groups, which is the
Okay.
general gist of it. And
There's some
it's a
gold
big,
there.
it's a
That's
big
good.
like idol rights is the where idols get free movement, that type of thing is what's championed in the West. But in reality, in these businesses, it's hard to see that in play.
Yeah, this is a developing story. We will continue to cover it until it kind of settles over. Probably not gonna be headline next week, I imagine. But
Why can't we just have like everyone having fun? We're all making money. It's great, right? Everyone's happy. Yeah.
Ideally, yeah. Perfect.
ideally,
Yeah.
we talk about their next comeback right now.
Yeah, they should be.
They're missing the window, you know?
Yeah. This is the what's it called? The golden hour.
It is the golden hour.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. The last moment you have to save the person before they. That thing.
Yes,
Um,
that is. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yep, for sure.
It is also a golden hour. Like it is very shiny, and everyone is looking. I don't know. Well, we will watch how this develops, but that is
It
Overall.
sucks that the big events are all kind of like sad, controversial things. You know, it's not like happy things. Like, wow, this
Unfortunately.
the story should be, wow, 50-50 got 17th on Billboard. You know,
Yeah.
this is kind of happy though.
the Luna thing is happy too. Yeah, the Luna's the happy, the exception happy. Everything else is kind of like, oh goddamn. Can't believe we did that. And Fortune is very strong too, but that's more like a movement, not a specific news thing. You know.
Not an event.
No.
Yeah.
It's like all news these days. When you watch the news, typically it's not great. You know, the majority of news is not like, hey, they donated all this money to charity. Great, fantastic, everyone's happy.
Well, if I had to make another happy headline, it's that everyone is doing millions of sales in terms of physicals.
Yeah, the amount of physicals is through the roof.
It's ridiculous. The digital chart. So Circle Chart does a half-year evaluation. At the midway through July, I imagine it'll drop within the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. They take their sweet time at this, so once that drops, we will see how the songs have been charting and how high Im Young-won actually is against these idols.
He's doing real well.
He's gonna be up there.
I've listened to his album. This is like straight, the Grain of Sand thing. That's straight ballad.
Him and like Song Gae-in, the trot singer, are like the lone exceptions of outside the K-pop that are just so powerful. You know what I mean?
Oh
Both
yeah,
the people, Im Young-woo and Song Gae-in, they're like the two exceptions at the moment. They're just so
kind
powerful.
of remind me of Channabi and Jang Bum-jun from a couple of years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, position wise.
Okay.
All right.
This has been SojuTalk episode 242. We'll see you guys next time when we cover the stack lineup. Well, we got EXO,
Yes.
TXT Jonas Brothers. We got, I'm missing some things.
New Jeans.
Eugene's pre-release.
New Jeans pre-release, and then there was EXO full release, right? Yeah, Zero Base
Yes.
1 debut. That was the
Oh
other.
yeah. A lot of
Tick
things.
tick 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 tick
All right,
tick.
we'll see you guys next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
We'll be right back.